Today I will be talking about mind your money. But unfortunately, the slide is wider, but just think as much as you can. I chose the word mind your money because your mind is actually a printing press. Part of the reason why you are wealthy as you are, or you are as broke as you are, majority of it has to do with the power of your mind. And my job description today is to just help us see how, if we are able to take charge of our mind, we can fix our financial life. I'm very happy when Caleb began to talk about the issue of money. It has something to do with the inner game and the outer game. But the challenge is that a lot of us, when we talk about money, we're always thinking about it from the perspective of the outer game. Okay, then after you need to be looking at your facts and your reality. We'll be looking at your beliefs. Just help me. We'll be looking at your beliefs. We'll be looking at limiting beliefs versus empowering beliefs. We'll be looking at money personalities and archetypes. Then we'll be looking at money ceilings and flaws. Then we'll be looking at how to print your own money. How many of you want to print your own money? Alright, we're going to get there. We're going to realize that it's as simple as ABC. I'm one of those that used to tell people that life is very simple, but life is not easy. There's a difference between something being simple and being easy. If I want to share with you the principles of success now, once I share it, you see how simple it is. But following through those principles requires a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. That's why it is not easy. So first, let me read to you your facts. Your facts. The facts about your life right now. You're going to find yourself inside all of these things. Either you are a student, because for me, I released the video yesterday and my staff in the office said, I said, your fact is fighting your reality. And the amazing thing is that you are taking side with your fact and you're remaining broke. So it's part of what we're going to be looking at. But my staff said the fact and reality are not the same. But as we go ahead, we're going to find out. So the fact is at the moment you're a student. The fact is most likely you're jobless. The fact is your parents are broke. The fact will be that you're in Nigeria instead of this any country you would like to put there. You have preferred. You think that when I'm in many of these places it would have been better for me. The fact is your family is practically unknown. Nobody knows you. The fact is you are even the one sustaining your family. Or most likely your life is not adding up together. These are facts. These are things that you can relate to. These are things that you can see. But you know one thing about the reality. Please just take charge of the slide. As I go ahead, just take charge of the slide. The truth is, your reality is that you are a highly paid coach. Working with governors, working with kings, working with high players, because these are the aspirations you have. These are the dreams you have. The truth is, the last time some of us were really ourselves is when we were 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. Those were times where you could walk up to your father and say, I want to be a medical doctor. I want to be an aeronautic engineer. That was God speaking to you, telling you about the realities He has created of you. But your father has been schooled by the environment. Your parents have been nurtured by the society. And they look at the history of the family, they can't see any reference to some of the things you are saying. And they begin to mold you to align with the facts around you. The reality is that you are traveling around the world, making impact. How many of us want that kind of reality? You're traveling around the world, you're making impact. People are applauding you. There were times where what I'm doing now was a big dream. But today I'm standing here talking to this great number of persons, talking to great minds, and by no means do I have this assumption that I am better than you. Not one bit. Because years back, I was sitting like this in conferences. And you saw that most people make reference to me who are making impact in Benin. Some of them stand now to teach, sometimes engaged by consultants, and one of the people they are supposed to teach is me and my company. And I sit down out of honor when they are sharing some stuff. They say, "I'm sorry, let us throw light." I say, "I'm not throwing any light. I'm a student." So you must have this at the back of your mind. The people I'm talking to now, they are great people, because I know what God told me. The people I am called to impact are great people. So once you are opportune to sit under my impact, it already shows me that you are one of those people God was saying. You may be overwhelmed by your facts, but my responsibility when I work with people is to help them realign with their reality. And it's part of what I'm going to be doing today. Part of your reality is that you own a high impact school. You are highly sought after speaker on a global stage. You own $100 million. I remember going through an interview, and the person who was interviewing me said, "You are too ambitious. You still have money." And I started laughing. He said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "The kind of future I see for myself. I'm trying to imagine somebody like Dangote stealing 10 million now because he doesn't see the future." I said, "I don't see what the bank has that has been enough to tempt me to trade that future that I see." I was seeking for a job. Most likely after that interview, I did not even have transport to go home. But that was the mindset I carried. I was already living in my reality, even though the facts was saying something different. So you actually can live in your reality. But let me tell you something about you, what you do. Because this is a fight between your facts and your reality. What you do is, how many of you want your reality? A lot of us want that reality. Based on the facts around you now, how many of you genuinely expect that your reality? Somebody said, "Once shows up in our conversation, but expectation shows up in our behavior." So if you truly expect that reality that you see, you begin to see it in your behavior today. You understand that as a high player, as a global personality, it is wrong for me to go and be living in the corner of the street. It is wrong for me to do anything an American ambassador will not do. You see it? The Bible said you are ambassadors of Christ. Do you know what that scripture alone does for my mind? I tell people I will travel around the world with diplomatic immunity. You know what that means? You enter a country, the government of the country makes arrangements to protect you because you are an influencer. That is my reality, and that's where I'm living. That's why I cannot be among those who will go through the ground to travel abroad. That's why I can't compromise some things because I want to go abroad. I told people years back that my complimentary card will give people visa. I don't have a visa. But that's how I live. So you actually can live. There's something that Brian Tracy calls back from the future thinking. So how all of this affects your money? Do you know the reason why you're taking side with your facts against your reality? Because you have been programmed. Most times when you are thinking and acting, you are not really the one acting. You are actually living out a program. If a white person walks into this hall and this entire place is jammed and he walks to the front seat, I can bet you will get up for the white man to sit down unconsciously. You may not even think, because they've succeeded in making you believe that they are superior to us. You know one of the ways they do it. If I ask you to close your eyes now and think about Jesus, who will you see? If I ask you to close your eyes now and think about the devil, who will you see? You thought you were watching a film, but they were actually programming you. That's why we elect our leader the first thing our leader will tell you they are doing for us is that they are traveling abroad to beg. They call it, we are talking with investors. Why? They told us that they have it all fixed out. We need to come to them to appeal to get it. And if you look at the intricacies of this whole economic quagmire, you find that they are actually making more from us. They are actually making more from us than we are going back to beg them off. So let's take a look at some limiting beliefs that a lot of us have about money. These things crept into our lives unknowingly. One of the major ones is the fact that we all believe that money is the root of all evil. How many of us have heard that word multiple times? You may even think you don't believe it. And the way your mind works, your mind knows that you are somebody that likes to do the right thing. And you have subconsciously told your mind that money is the root of all evil. What you are indirectly telling your mind, help me avoid evil. So help me avoid money. You may not be intentionally saying that, but that's subconscious thoughts. Some of us believe that money is scarce. You believe that money is scarce. Imagine a limiting belief like money comes through hard work. And many of us have heard that work hard to earn. Some of us use the word my hard-earned money. So when you attach when you attach anything negative to money, and your mind knows that you hate negative things, your mind works with you to help you avoid those negative things. So you see why sometimes it looks like you need the money. You're trying to go for it, but you are repelling it. Because your subconscious radiates. Your subconscious sends out messages, and these messages attract or repel what is most dominant in your mind. So, but there are some empowering beliefs that you can have about money. Knowing that money is a means to societal good. Understanding that I have innate ability to create wealth. Your environment may not have allowed you to keep affirming this in the past, but you must be intentional. I wrote something here about your mind. I said your mind loves you so much that your mind works constantly to preserve you. And one of the ways it works is that everything you have subconsciously told your mind that is dangerous, your mind works to help you fight against them. Imagine when you mention a certain amount and the reaction, if I mention ₦1 million, and for some of you, they are not talking to us. I'm not in that category. Once your mind records that, everything that has to do with 1 million, your mind excludes you. Your mind has recorded that safe zones for you is 20,000, 15,000, 35,000. Your mind records that as your safe zone, and it keeps you there. And some of these things you really don't have control over it. Because there's something that is called money archetypes, which are basic behavioral patterns that some of us have embraced, that becomes natural to us about how we talk about money. You can just flip until you get there. I'll just talk about 6 basic money psychology. There is one that is called the idealist. The idealists, these are people who are aware that money is a necessary thing, but they rather don't just want to bother themselves. They don't want the troubles. They know, if I ask you now, the money is good now, but there are things you need to do to attract it. You just don't think you want the troubles. There are some that are called the stockpilers. They are always saving money. They are always saving money. You always see them spend it on themselves. Those kind of people can have a lot of money, But looking around them, they always don't look it. They will be hungry and never spend it on themselves. And they can give you justifications why they do that. There is another set called the hedonist. You know how to enjoy monies, you know how to enjoy life, but you just think that the stress that goes around money is too much. I know when I have it, I know how best to spend it there. There is another that's categorized as the celebrities. These are people that they settle for the ordinary life. They ask themselves, why will I settle for the ordinary life when I can buy the best things in life? Those are people that basically have 2 million naira and use 1.8 to buy a car. Just to maintain that status of celebrity. Those are the people that after a while they are looking for people to buy the car back from them. But when you think that they have learned their lesson, the next time they get into money, they go through the same process. They practically can't help themselves because it's natural for them. And there are people that are called the nurturer. They can save and save and save. And practically most times they release the fund to help others, but they hardly will help themselves. They can spend this money to help others, but they will hardly spend it on themselves. And there are some that are called the conquerors. The money comes naturally to this kind of person because for them, work is life. So they naturally get money. So your life around money starts by first understanding some of these things that came with you naturally. Then you begin to know what to work on. In fact, there is what is called SWOT analysis, doing your SWOT, understanding your strength, your weakness, and seeing how you can use your strength to attack your opportunities and see how you can work to avoid the threats that may leverage on your weakness. So even though that's a business term, it's something that you must do on yourself on a yearly basis. Do a SWOT analysis. There are strengths you have this year that you didn't have last year. The things that works for you, some of the certifications, some of the learning, some of the engagement, some of the relationships you built become your strength. Those relationships you can leverage for opportunities. Then there's what is called money ceilings and money floors. Money ceiling, just like this ceiling, it speaks of an amount that you hardly can exceed. We all have it. If you are one of those whose money ceiling is 10 million naira, you could be doing big projects. But once your account balance is 10 million, there's this sigh of relief you have. You notice that your efforts drops. You stop doing a lot because your mind believes that I've got it to the peak. Then there's a money ceiling, which is a level where you get broke and you stand up and say, it's like poverty is coming. So if your money ceiling is so low, you see, those are the kind of people that will accept meager pay, even for some of the things they do, because at least we can just survive. But at every point in time, you have to be consistently working to break your money ceiling and increase your money flow. There are people that when they have 10 million, they are broke. When they have 100 million, they are broke. You see them saying that, what is happening? I remember when I was in the bank, a young man said his younger brother who was living in South Africa asked him, how much do you earn per month? He said 300,000 naira. And the younger brother said, if I don't earn 300,000 naira per day, I can't pay staff salary at the end of the month. He is earning 300,000 naira per month. His younger brother has a company, has a lot of staff. He said, if I don't earn 300,000 naira per day, at the end of the month, I will run a shortfall in paying my staff salary. His own money ceiling, his own money floor is very low, but his younger brother cannot live life without at least having 9 million at the end of the month. And the way the life works is that once your mind understands that this is what works for you, your intuition wakes up, your imagination wakes up, and is trying to look for how to make these things happen. So sometimes this money game, we will implement everything that has been shared. Of course, we will leverage on some of the things that American nobles will be sharing with us, how to maximize influence and all of that. But the truth is, in doing all of this, if your mind accepts smallness, everything you earn will gradually crash to that smallness. Then there is a way you can print your money. The money printing machine is called purpose. That's one machine that will consistently print money for you every day of your life. I know that's not what you people wanted to hear, what you expected. Truth is, Esther said something. No matter what you do to a dog, you can't get the dog to fly like an eagle. Once you find your purpose and sit there, everything, because truth is, you were created by a God who saw some challenges on the earth and spoke to himself, who is the best person I can send forth to solve this problem. Like you and I know that money is a reward for solving a problem. You know, who can I deploy to the earth to solve these problems? God created you. Imagine if a remote that was created to turn on the television ends up helping to stabilize this table in the house. The remote is still working, isn't it? It's working, but it's misplaced. No matter how much money you are making outside of your purpose, the world can celebrate you, but you yourself will be depressed. You yourself, Ephesians 2:10 says something, that God created us to be his workmanship. And he talked about the fact that to join him in doing the work that he has created for us. And he now ends it in the Message translation. He said, the work you had better be doing. Meaning, if you are doing something else, it's okay. But if you want to take God's advice, you had better be doing that work for which he creates you. And one good thing about purpose is the fact that in the place of purpose, your resources are looking for you, not you looking for them. In the place of your purpose, you work less and earn more. Because truth is, like I said, your purpose came with you. Purpose discovery, most time, majority of the time, you just need to look inward. You're going to see that because Apple cannot create an iPhone and not put in it the capacity to do what they created it for. That's the same way God couldn't have created you and not place within you that which you need to deploy the solution he wants you to deploy to the world. That's why somebody like me, you could wake me up and just give me a topic, I will go and teach. Why? It's natural to me. While I was in the bank, they placed me in operations where I was processing instruments and all of that. After a while, I got frustrated and I resigned. I picked up a job that was paying me 40,000 naira a day. I was the general manager and I was getting to go out with the technical team to manage, to market organizations. I realized that I was enjoying myself, just having to talk. Even while I was in the bank, I used to play audio messages from my laptop. People will be on the queue like this, wanting to withdraw money from my hand. Some of them will stay by the side and keep listening to the message and play from my laptop. If you dare ask me a question concerning any bank product, I will start to teach. Until people on the queue will say, okay, we did here. Teaching was natural to me. Talking was natural to me. but I was misplaced. So there is something natural to you. God knew what He called you to do, and He put those things inside of you. When you find that thing, use it to serve people. The printing machine for money is purpose, and the paper for printing are people. If you don't have that intrinsic value for people, if you don't have that internal love to see people get better, you most likely may just be struggling. Because truth is, all of the monies you are praying for now, aspiring to have, is either currently in the pocket of other people or will always be in the pocket of other people. So it takes genuine love to want to work to make their life better. While I was doing this slide yesterday, I called my daughter to help me add some things to the slide. And when she saw the limiting belief, I wrote there that money cannot buy happiness. He said, but Daddy, money cannot buy happiness now. I put that on my phone. I said, last week I drove you to school. I got to school gate. I realized that they were locking people outside for school fees. And I had not paid your school fees. I got there, I took the account number. I credited them instantly. On WhatsApp, I shared with your mom. I said, let me show you what your mom sent to me. My wife wrote, I love you. I said, yes, money cannot buy happiness. Imagine that day if I didn't have, and I have to say, sorry, we have to go back home, and I'll take you home. Will you be happy also that day? So money cannot buy happiness is a message to help us understand that we shouldn't live our life pursuing money. But the truth is, while you remain on the earth, money is an important virtue you cannot play with. So don't allow some of those limiting beliefs place money as if it's not important. When the Bible said man cannot serve two masters, it did not use God and the devil. He said God and money, which means in the hierarchy of mastery, money is, I don't want to say it, but it's higher than the devil. You know, if I say let's do opposites, if I say God, the first thing that comes up in your mind is what? Truth is, God created angels, and devil is one of the angels. So devil cannot be compared to God. Angels, according to the Bible, are our servants. They are created to minister to the saints. So devil is one of these angels. So they are below you. Where we are today is not a product of the devil. What we need to begin to do going forward is to start to visualize that reality that the Lord has imprinted in your spirit and start to affirm them and begin to attract all of the money, all of the great things that your reality has in store for you. And until you do this, you keep blaming the society, you keep blaming the environment, but in reality, like Esther said, you need to own it. Your money is always loyal to you, just waiting for you to align yourself with your reality and outperform your facts. In fact, when I started thinking and putting this together, well, I'm actually writing a book titled Mind Your Money. And I'm going to remove that mind, that T, and also put T. Because when you mind your money, you actually can mint your money. What that means, you can print your money. And I'm going to turn that into a course. We're going to find a way to see how we can reach out to you for as many people that are willing to come into a one-on-one session where we hold ourselves for 10 days and see what we can do to help us realign ourselves from our fact to our reality and take care of our own day. Thank you.